toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Him hard, legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Shawn Mack. Now let's talk some damn sports.
Thanks for tuning in, sports fans only. See Anthony back with another video. On deck, Terence Crawford takes out Shawn Porter. Now he's looking to move on and face Spence coming up. Probably mid-2022. Porter, in this fight, he really kept a lot of pressure on Crawford. Props up to him for that. I really thought that Crawford would get busy and implement his offense a lot earlier. I think I did pick an 11-round knockout, so I was 1 round off. Through 7 rounds, I will say that Porter, I did have him ahead on the scorecards. He was really keeping busy. He was in Crawford's chest. He didn't let him get comfortable, which I already had expected to for him not to do. But he did. I would say he did much better than I thought he would do. But Crawford did get real strong around the 8th, 9th, 10th round. That's when he kind of ramped up, started putting punches together, getting a couple of punches and bunches, and starting to really show the effects on Shawn Porter's face. So he really moved on. With that, I really thought that Porter could have continued. So I know the next thing we're going to talk about, I would say Kenny Porter. That was a, I would say, controversial, emotional stoppage. I felt like Porter, his knees, he lost his legs for a second. His head was there. I think he still could have went in the battle, possibly could have made it out of that round, and possibly could have came back and maybe won a round or two. They had 2 more rounds to go. So that was a short stoppage in the retirement. Not sure how that's going to go. He is retired for now. I do expect that to change. I don't think he wanted to retire in that fashion. In his interview post-fight, he did say that he wanted to. He intentionally wanted to retire before he knew he was retiring, but I don't really believe in that. But we still got to give a lot of props to Crawford. He was able to stop Shawn Porter. Nobody had ever stopped Shawn Porter, so he's one of the first to do that. As for with Crawford right now, he's being called out by Thurman. I think that would be an excellent fight. I'm never sleeping on Thurman. I think he's in good shape. He can bother anybody. He had beat Shawn Porter also. I think he beat him. I think it was 7-5, 7-5, 7 rounds to 5. I think that was the draw. It wasn't unanimous, but he did give him some trouble. He was real busy in there. And I think at one point, Keith Thurman almost got dropped. He didn't get rocked, but he almost got dropped. So for right now, I'm saying a healthy Keith Thurman. I wouldn't sleep on him against Crawford. I think it's possibly, right now I'm going to call it 50-50. We have to see some footage of Keith Thurman and see him in action. I'm never going to sleep on him. He's definitely great competition for anybody, even Spence. Also, a lot of people right now, they're giving Crawford the pound for pound. I still have him. He has a high ring IQ, but I still have him at number 2. I think you can't ignore what Canelo's been doing, moving through the divisions, possibly moving up for more title fights coming up soon next year. Canelo, Fighter of the Year, 3 fights this year. I think 4 fights within 15 months. So that's something that we all want. But Crawford, his future, he has a lot of options. He has Thurman. He has Virgil Ortiz. I really think that's a good competitive fight for him. Ortiz can't be slept on, a lot of power. And I think he'll definitely give, the way that Shawn Porter bothered Crawford, I'm sure that Virgil Ortiz would give him some trouble. And I would say, I'm not going to predict that fight right now, but I would like to say all eyes on Spence. Spence was at the fight. He walked out. He had a couple interviews and everything. He was impressed with the stoppage, even though Kenny Porter pulled the trigger a little bit earlier. In the past, I had Errol ahead in this matchup by a lot. Right now, I'm kind of... I think I'm down just a little bit because Errol, he was at a high point in his career, knocking everybody out. Then he had the car accident. He recovered. He came back. He got a win. Then he had the eye injury. So right now, up and down, up and down. But a healthy Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford would be highly competitive. In the past, I think I said I had I think I had Errol ahead probably by, I would say 7-5 if they stopped. I didn't think that it would be a knockout, but I would say like 7-5 maybe with the points. As of right now, Crawford looking dangerous, and he's definitely going to have some edge maybe on Spence with the negotiation. He might be able to get that 50-50. I think 50-50 right now is more respectable than what Errol wanted in the past with the 70-30 splittage on that. As for the fight, I still see Errol Spence possibly winning this fight because of the Crawford got started real slow against Shawn Porter. Errol would bank those early rounds, and then Crawford would really have to come out to play late in the fight, and that would leave him. I'm feeling like it might leave him open for a lot of counter shots by Spence. Spence is gonna get those early rounds. He comes out in the beginning, he doesn't warm up, he just gets straight to it, try to get to the body. He's pressing the fight, trying to get you to the back foot, to the ropes. So as of right now, even though I have Crawford as number 2 pound for pound over Spence, I still have Spence, I say top 5. I'm not just going to say, hey, Crawford's like going to have an easy fight versus Spence and beat him because he knocked out Shawn Porter. I think it gives him some power in negotiation and maybe a little bit of leverage because, you know, it's all about what you did for me lately. We haven't seen Spence for a while. Crawford just excited everybody Saturday night, but I'm stay 50-50 for now, but I'm sure it's going to change as we move on into the future. But I still think with a healthy eye, if he doesn't have any eye injury or anything like that, and he's back in the ring like he did against Danny Garcia, I still don't think it'll be an easy fight for Crawford. And I'm starting to feel I'm still leaning toward Errol Spence Jr. in that showdown, the mega fights coming up 2022. So rest in peace to Young Dolph. Everybody out there, thanks for watching the channel. Stay tuned, sports fans only. See Anthony. Peace.